Greetings to one and all. Welcome back to this session. So in my last two classes, previous two videos, I have explained regarding the ecosystem, types of ecosystem, little bit about functions of ecosystem, and you are aware of what is meant by food chain, food web, and all those things. So in this video, I'm going to explain very much in detail about the food chain and food web. So before going directly into this one, just recollect about the past information, right? So population, as I have explained you, is one of the species living in a specific area, right? Like foxes, roaches, or whatever it may be, humans, like that, that is population. Community, formed from all living populations found in an area. All foxes, roaches, grasshoppers, snakes, hawks, deers, and skunks living in one area from their individual populations, but together make up a community. So population is nothing but a group of people. When these group of various or different group of people will stay at one place or will live at one place, that is called as a community. So living thing in a living things in an ecosystem are called as community. Various types of population, for example, take this one, first one is the hawks, this one is a snakes, or this one is a grasshoppers, or something like that. So overall this all these three together combines together to form the community ecosystem. So the concept of ecosystem was first put forth by A.C. Tansley in 1935. It is the major ecological unit. It has both structure and functions. Structure is related to the species diversity. The more complex is the structure, the greater is the diversity of species in the ecosystem. And coming to the organism, it is always in the state of perfect balance with the environment. The environment literally means the surrounding. So eco means environment, system means interaction. Ecosystem means interaction with the environment, right? So an ecosystem may be conceived and studied in the habitat of various sizes. 1 square meter of grassland, a pool, a large lake, balanced aquarium, and a certain area of river and ocean. All the ecosystems of the earth are connected to one another. Like if you see in case of river, ecosystem is there, pond is there, grassland is there, which I have explained in detail in my last video lecture. So coming to the structure of ecosystem is basically description of the organism and physical features of the environment, including the amount and distribution of nutrients in a particular habitat. So not only that, it also provides information regarding the range of climatic conditions prevailing in the area. So not only that one, it also relates to the temperature or climatic seasons. So what are the two things? Abiotic and biotic, nothing but living and non-living components. Yes. So here we are supposed to discuss about few more components. One is autotrophic components, heterotrophic, then herbivorous, which are nothing but plant eaters or producers, carnivorous, which depends upon herbivorous. They are called as secondary consumers and depend on herbivorous. Omnivorous, they eat everything, whatever is available. It means they can eat carnivorous type, they can eat herbivorous type. Scavengers, nothing but simply dead material is eaten by them. For example, vultures. But unfortunately, they are becoming uh, exist, or you can say very much unseen because of the high usage of pesticides. Detrivorous feed on parts of dead organisms. Decomposers, like as you know, bacteria, fungi, which recycle organic matter and ecosystem by biodegradation. and releasing the resulting simpler inorganic compounds or water where they are taken up as nutrients by producers. Simply, I am going to explain this one. So these are like bacteria, microorganisms, or fungi, which they can convert the larger atoms or larger molecules or larger type compounds into the simpler ones. They are decomposers. Coming to the autotrophic components, which are called as primary producers, it includes all the green plants which fix the radiant energy of sun and manufacture food from inorganic substances through photosynthesis. Heterotrophic components. It includes green bacteria, non-green plants, and all animals which take food from autotrophs. So biotic components of an ecosystem can be described under the following three heads, right? They are secondary producers, consumers, decomposers, or reducers. So let us have a glance over it, though I have explained you a little bit about this secondary producers, which are nothing but photoheterotrophs, including most purple bacteria and green bacteria produce energy from light and use organic compounds to build a structure, right? So this is nothing but a type of bacteria which it can produce energy directly from the sunlight. So they use radiant energy of sun in photosynthetic process. Next one, consumers. So living members of ecosystem which consume the food synthesized by producers are called consumers. So if you see, there are different classes of consumers. They are primary and secondary. So just now I have explained you that the producer, the one which directly depend on plants or which can prepare their own food are primary, which depend on primary or secondary consumers, right? But consumers of third order or tertiary consumers are also there, which are called as scavengers. So which are nothing but, as I said, you vultures. I'm going to skip this one. Yes. The ecosystem operating in different habitats such as deserts, forests, grasslands, and seas are independent of one another. The energy and nutrients of one may find their way into another, so that ultimately all parts of the earth are interrelated, each comprising a part of the total system that keeps the biosphere functioning. Right? Based upon this only, we are going to relate the ecosystem and divide into the types. So the main principal steps in the operation of ecosystem are reception of radiant energy of the sun, manufacture of organic materials from inorganic ones by producers, consumption of producers by consumers, and further elaboration of consumed materials. So after the death of everything, whatever it may be, all these, because it relates to living creatures, obviously there is a time that each and every insect or organism or a living creature is going to die. So after the death of living producers and consumers, complex organic compounds are degraded and finally converted by decomposers, which nothing but they are going to convert the larger molecules into the simpler one by suitable utilization process. So in this transfer, there is progressive decrease of energy. What is this progressive decrease of energy from one step to the another step? What is the first step? Producers, nothing but herbivores. Next one, primary consumers, which depend directly on producers. Second one, secondary consumers, which they're going to depend both on producers as well as primary consumers, and the last one, decomposers. So this is the stepwise process. So in this stepwise process, the transfer of energy always it decreases. Next. What are the various kinds of ecosystems? Natural ecosystem, in which it consists of terrestrial ecosystem like forest, grassland, and desert ecosystem. I have explained in the last video lecture. Aquatic ecosystems, which are freshwater, And lotic ecosystem, which is nothing but a running water river stream. A lentic ecosystem, standing water example, pond, lake, swamp, etc. And last, marine ecosystem. These are various types in case of sea. Aquatic ecosystems, ocean and sea. Second thing is artificial ecosystem. These are maintained by man. These are manipulated by man for different purposes. For example, you can take a aquarium in your house. That is nothing but you are going to maintain that one. So this is artificial. So, not only that aquarium, if you go to the little bit higher order like artificial lakes, reservoirs, townships and cities, all these comes under this artificial type. And third one is incomplete ecosystems. Those ecosystems that do not contain all the four basic components. Abiotic substances, producers, consumers and decomposers are called as incomplete ecosystem. Coming to the forest. So in India, forests occupy about 18 to 20% of the total land area. So what are the various types? So tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest. Simply you just remember these types. No need to give very much briefing about them. Temperate deciduous forest, then coniferous forest. So these are the various types in case of forest ecosystems. So coming to the abiotic components, inorganic component like minerals, metals, gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, etc. Organic component, fats, glucose, amino acid. Atmospheric component, climatic component, temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind velocity, and pressure. Biotic component consists of living organisms. So as I have explained you, biotic itself resembles or concerned with the living things. Abiotic, non-living things. In case of biotic, we are going to have producers, consumers, like herbivorous, carnivorous, large carnivorous or secondary consumers and decomposers and all those things. So in case of pond as an ecosystem, so pond is a self-sufficient and self-regulating system divided into four basic units. Abiotic substances, producers of pond, consumers and decomposers. So have a glance over it. This is about pond ecosystem. So you are going to see in pond there are rocks and gravel is there. Some fish is there. In this also there are categories. Some small fish will be there, large fish will be there. Then this is the underlayment. Some liner will be there, plant rockets. So these are the skimmers. These are the biofalls, like which we are going to get it from the at the time of rainy season. Water is going to be collected into this one, right? So that is pond as an ecosystem. Yes. So coming to the major important topic in this one, which you are going to cover in case of functions of ecosystem, the mainly two types of food chains and food webs. So food chains, the producers, consumers and decomposers of each system make up a food chain. So there are many types of food chains. As you know, there are many populations, there are many communities in the world. Obviously, there are many different types of food chains. So food chains show where energy is transferred and not who eats who. In each transfer, some energy is lost, as I said you, from top to bottom. It means from producers to the decomposers, or you can say secondary consumers. The energy is being lost, the energy is decreases. Therefore, the shorter the food chain, the greater the energy available to that populations. So different types of food chains. One is grazing food chain, which is nothing but concerned with grass, right? Second one is detritus, which is nothing but dead organisms, eroded or dead. organisms food chain, right? What are the characteristics of food chain? So in a food chain, there is a repeated eating in which each group eats the smaller one and is eaten by the larger one. So for example, let us take a pond ecosystem or a lake ecosystem. So large fish are going to eat the small fish. So like this. So there are smaller one is being eaten by the larger one. In a food chain, there is unidirectional flow of energy from sun to the producer and then series of consumers. So usually 80 to 90% of potential energy is lost as a heat at each transfer. It means sun, which has major source of energy. From this only plants can consume to little bit extent. They are producers. Then from producers to primary consumers, they take again little bit. Again, if you go to the secondary consumers, again it gets decreases. So like this, if you go on increasing step by step, obviously the energy decreases. There are 4 to 5 trophic levels in the food chain. Shorter the food chain will provide greater energy. Food chain is always straight. Omnivores generally occupy more than one trophic level in a food chain. This is an example. Have a glance over it. This is an example of a food chain. So this is plants, which nothing but producers. This is some grasshopper or insects, which directly depend on this one, primary consumers. These are some birds which directly depend on these insects. This is tertiary consumers, right? And finally, this decomposes by use of bacteria, fungi, and algae, all these things. They convert into the simpler molecules and they are going to be degraded into the X. This is about food chain. Next one is food web. What is web? It is a network of food chains where different types of organisms are connected at different trophic levels. So that the option of eating and being eaten at each trophic level. Food webs. All the food chains in an area make up the food web of the area. So let us suppose say there is one grassland food chain is there, or some you can say grasshopper, nothing but simply you can say this is the grass, a snail, a grasshopper, a shrew. Like this is one type of food chain. The another one is here, if you see, in case of aquatic plants, a smelt is there, from this egret is there, from this hirion is there, like this one, this is another type. Similarly, here if you see the shrimp is there, from this meliad is there, then from this owl is going to be eaten. This is one type. Like this, various types they are going to be formed as an internetwork among them and comprises together to form a food web. So food web is a complicated system of relationships between plants, animals, and energy. So understanding their connection is very important in helping to understand any ecosystem. In an ecosystem, one organism does not dependent wholly on another. So this is what we have. We can conclude just what is meant by a food web. So dear students, I have explained once again in this video lecture. We have recollected once again what is population, community, biotic, abiotic, functions, and mainly concentrated on food chain and food web. So in next class, in next video lecture, we are going to learn in detail about the other things which are nothing but in the which are in the part of this ecosystem. Thank you.